Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Braka, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Salutation to you, Archeums, pushing this word in sincerity and truth. This is your brother Yassad, back at you with another lesson. Willing to edify into the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Right, so this lesson would be, nothing too long, based upon the same prophets of old are here again, and this lesson goes along the path of reincarnation because it are nothing new under the sun. I pull up a little video here on TikTok, where this individual was speaking of reincarnation. He was on point with certain aspects, you know well, I'll just play it.
Reincarnation actually does exist. You have to go through the life lessons of what all these numbers within this matrix and this virtual reality would mean. There's people who are ones, people who are threes, people who are fours. All those people have to have different challenges in life. I believe that every life path offers a clue into what our soul's basic destiny needs to be in this lifetime.
Yeah, power is today. Every lifetime, set you up for a clue where, where you're going and where your destiny going and be, because basically, look, the nation of Israel, the Lord has the whole script written about the nation of Israel. He tell us we're a stiff-necked people. Moses prophesied and say he knew we wouldn't hearken unto the Lord, and all these things, and all these things befall us, all these curses, everything. So along that whole path, it's gonna lead us up back to the righteous path, leading us straight unto immortality, And it's starting first with the Lord's elect, the prophets, right, who come back in this time here to preach the word unto the people, to wash the blood off of their hands, so that is why, as it's saying the Revelation chapter 8, the spirit of life entered back into them, right? So we come back, but in this time here, the truth is out. The mystery of Yahweh Hashem, the kingdom, it's there, All of this is there because it was all lost. As it's in Colossians 1 and 26, even the mystery which had been hid for ages and generations are now being manifested to the saints. So the Lord's saints wake back up. That spirit of the prophet enter back into the vessels, so we are upon the right path now, because it all leading up, because it had to have that time, the falling away and all these things to lead up to this time, and it is all different sequence of reincarnation, because it said it are nothing new under the sun. The things which had been had already been, and that is which was then is now, so the same spirits come back up on the face of the earth, so
as a soul evolves, it has to go through different missions. Numerology and astrology is like kind of the landscape that shows us, okay, one reincarnation, learn these lessons, next reincarnation, learn these lessons. Reincarnation actually does exist. You have to
and this little lesson would prove reincarnation just as well, to add to it, right? Going more into the aspect of, the prophets coming back here again, right? So the same thing what I was doing back then, they come back to prophesy against many nations and against, many kingdoms, and tongues, right? So first, I'll get the book of Jeremiah chapter 28 and verses 8, right? Let's say the prophets that have been before me. This is the prophet Jeremiah saying, all the prophets which were before him, and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So this is how you know a true prophet. You know, they would prophesy against kingdoms, of war and evil and pestilence. So they wouldn't be coming in the manner of preaching peace and prosperity, because through the prophecies is only as the book of Ezekiel say, when he opened the book, all he saw was lamentation, mourning and woe. It didn't really had nothing good, you know. So the prophets are old didn't have nothing good to say. That is why when the prophets used to come, they used to fear, because they want to know what word the prophet bring from the heavenly Father. Because always some sort of judgment or some sort of event or destruction going and take place. Like the kind of words the prophet used to bring. And this is an easy way to identify who are the true prophets, right? They wouldn't be preaching about having a time in Babylon and making it and setting up your empire in Babylon. Setting up Jerusalem in Babylon, right? Because we know that's the joy of the hypocrite is the um the time is short for the wicked, so all lies gonna come to an end. It's right. Verse 9, the prophets which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him. And in this time, the prophets are peace, their words coming to naught, because the prophecy is coming to pass, right? Well, I'm going to go straight from the topic, right? I'll get into 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 32, right? 1 Corinthians 14:32. It says, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So the spirit within the prophets back then, because the prophets are all used to prophesy against great nations, kingdoms, against of wars and evils and these things to come, right? So the same spirit on those prophets are the same spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophets. So the true men of the Lord, the true prophets now, right? The word that I'll go into the Blue Letter Bible, right? For the word subject.
Strong's G 5293. Hupatasso. Hupatasso.
To arrange under. So the spirit of the prophet, right? So the current prophets, the true prophets of the Lord, their spirit are arranged under the spirit from all, So the same spirit come back. It's to subordinate, to subject, put in subjection, to submit to one's control, to yield one's admonition or advice. So let me see here in the Strong's, right? Reflectively, to obey, to be under, obedience, to put under, to subdue unto. Yeah, part to subdue unto, because that same spirit, being subdued under this flesh, and the same spirit from back then, nothing new under the sun, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verses 9 brings it clear, right? Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, where it says the thing that had been, so anything that happened before, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. So everything that happening now, it happened before. There is no new thing under the sun, not even new spirits, because the same spirit that it had back then, the same spirits come back now, and doing the same thing that they were doing from back then, the same thing they're doing now, because that's why the Lord say, let the unjust be unjust still. So how you could be unjust still and you die and use a new spirit again? It don't add up, right? I'm gonna get a precept in Revelation. I think it's 16 or 11 or something. Revelation 22:11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And this is to show, as these precepts say, could a leopard change? Let's see if I. Bear with me just a moment. Right, can. In Jeremiah 13:23, it says, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. Right? So that's why it says, let the unjust be unjust still. Right? So Esau come back with the same spirit, as Cain, being the wicked, Esau being what Malachi chapter 1. He shall be the border of wickedness. Right? That's why the scriptures say, he sleep not unless he cause some to fall. So not new under the sun, it's the same spirit coming back in these times, doing the same thing. Right? So let the unjust be unjust still. It wouldn't change. So the same way how they were prophets back then, the same prophets back then will come back in this time. Didn't the Lord say that unto the prophets? I'll get that account. Right? Right. I was reading Revelation 22:11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. Yeah, so the things which had been, hey, whatever was back then, it couldn't be just so, now, right? So the same prophets back then is the same prophets back in this time, precepts on point to prove that when the account with with the apostle John in Revelation chapter 10 and verses 11, right? When the Lord say unto him, because John was sent unto the island of Patmos, where he was serving his time of bondage. He was done stricken in age, so he died upon the isle of Patmos. Let me see if I pull up down Google, bear with me. Oh, right. Well, this here is a account from scholars. It's according to the Catholics. Justin Martyr, also referred to as John, an apostle of Yahushai, who lived in Ephesus. Right? Saint Aries Eusebius, and still others, again according to the Catholic Encyclopedia, all agree that John left the Isle of Patmos, where he was banished for preaching the gospel, the last living original disciple, then spent his remaining days in Ephesus until he died somewhere around the close of the first century. Right? But John was stricken in age, so, and he was banished for preaching the gospel of the Lord. Right? So this is where the Lord said unto him, Revelation 10 and verse 11, and he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Yeah, because John would come back in these times to prophesy. Right? So the spirit of the prophet back then, back here now. Right? Doing the same thing. Let me see if I get that in the GNT here. Revelation 10 and 11 into the GNT. So okay. I just had it. Bear with. Right, so like I was in the wrong app. Right. It said then, Revelation 10 and 11 in the GND, then I was told, once again, you must proclaim God's message about many nations, races, languages, and kings. Yeah, and that is where, John would come in these times, and do as he did before. Right? Even the prophet Daniel was told to stand in his lot. In the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verses 13. It say, But go thou thy way till the end be. Right? For thou shalt rest. Which talking about die. So you will not die. Right? So go thou thy way till the end be. For thou shalt rest. Right? So you will not die. And here it is. And stand in thy lot at the end of the days. Which these are the end times here. Right? So saying that when he comes back, he would come and stand in his lot. He would do as he did before and prophesy against kingdoms, nations, tongues, against the evils and the wars to come. Right? So this that proves reincarnation. Right? Look, for instance, here when Yahushua was telling the disciples in Matthew chapter 16 and 28. Matthew 16, 28. It says, for the Matthew 16 and verses 28. Right. It says, Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death. Didn't all the disciples of Yahushua died? Yes, they did. Back then. So he is actually referring to these times now. So it say, Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Yeah. right? And yeah, pa, because and that this here relating unto these times because the same spirit of the prophets back then who was with the Lord, the back here again, that's why he said, my sheep know my voice, know my voice. So the Lord's sheep would know his voice. It's he know you from your mother's womb and he ordained you a prophet. Right? So hopefully this lesson was edifying. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Salute to you, Akims, pushing this word. Until the next one, Shalom.